So one thing that I've noticed a lot of people struggle with, excuse me, is how do we go about making ourselves more sustainable, more creative, and really be a designer that people want to wear. They want to feel comfortable in, they feel good buying. There's just a lot of what ifs because in today's world of fashion and design, we really do make up a very large portion of the environmental crisis. Traditional clothing is responsible for approximately 10% of global carbon emissions, which is an absolutely massive number. It's bigger than airline travel and international freight carrying. So, what do we do in order to combat that, to bring that number down, and to really get out there? It's a wonderful question, and a lot of people have thought really, really hard about it, and quite a few of us we have an answer. Sea Bear Clothing Co., myself, Erica, we really try to think about not only how our product is being made, how it's getting to people, but if our product is something people want to buy. It is affordable, but at the same time, it is a little bit more pricey because all of that money is going back into creating a better product. Our materials are locally sourced, nationally sourced, in cases internationally sourced, and they're available across the country and across the globe. Landfills currently are filled with 11.3 million tons of textile waste. This number has actually grown since 2018, but this is the EPA's most recent data on that. It's really a very, very complicated issue. And a lot of that stems from cotton and dye runoff. It stems from items that just aren't being used or reused to make different items or are faulty. And a big part of that number is clothing that's just thrown away. There's no exchange program for it. There's no reason for these people to keep their items in their play, in their hands. It just doesn't make sense. Our solution is one, we are sustainable, we're lovable, and we're affordable. We're creating products from plastic, not just any plastic from plastic manufacturers, but we're actually sourcing our plastic from the ocean. We're sourcing it from landfills, melting it down, creating the thread, and making that thread into the product. This process does take a little bit longer, but in the end, it's much more worth it because not only are we reducing our carbon emissions, we are offering programs that allow people to return, exchange, if it's a lifetime guarantee. So if there's an issue with the product, if it's torn, if it's ripped, they can send it back to us no cost. We can either repair it, or if it's irreparable, we can replace it, and that product is then smelted down and created into a new product. We really want to break this cycle of thinking that because I own this one thing, it's only there once. If I break it, if I lose it, if I tear it, whatever, I can't replace it. Well, of course you can. You just have to send it in. We'll take care of it. Our three tenets are really crafting from already existing plastics, profitable but affordable, and designer looks without the guilt. We really want our clients to and our customers to enjoy what they're wearing, feel good what they're wearing, and feel good about buying what they're wearing. My 2 points on the screen, landfills and oceans are filling up with plastics and textile runoff, kind of goes with the same theory. We've already gone over it. But one of the big things that it really does and is really harmful about is it creates this incredibly toxic marine environment. It destroys rainforest. It really exploits several different factors from child labor to sweatshops to just really terrible living conditions for the human beings, as well as the environmental concerns when it comes to animals and marine life and all of that. It does have a massive impact on speeding up climate change. And so we really want to do our part to bring that down and hopefully get the rest of the fashion industry on board with it at the same time. A big portion of this, of course, as an investor is it affordable? Is it accessible? It's affordable in the fact that our prices rarely go over $50 at the current market rate. We are selling mostly beachwear. We are doing things to really minimize the cost out of pocket. Our packaging and our shipping is cardboard based, so there isn't a whole lot of excess. It can be recycled, reused, and if our clients don't like something, they can send it on back. A big portion for that as an investor, a big reason why CBEAR is really an interesting company to look at it for investment, is the solution that we're coming up with. Although it's not new, sake of REI has already done it and a couple of other people, it is something that everybody loves. It's locally owned, it's locally sourced, and it doesn't hurt the pocket. That, however, doesn't mean that it's not profitable. NYU's Stern School created a program called ROSI to track and kind of identify whether or not projects like this would even be profitable. They worked in partnership with REI in their sustainability efforts, and they realized that by ethically sustainable product sourcing and availability to their customer base, they actually had a tracked net profit of $34 million, which is approximately 5% of their payroll. Excuse me. So as an investor, it is something that you really want to be looking at, especially in 2021, when we are seeing this massive push from almost all of the current generations, of the millennials, the Gen Zers, to really reduce the effort, increase the effort of sustainability and of undoing this past trauma that we've created to our planet. CBEAR Clothing Co. is based out of Salt Lake City. Although we're not on the ocean, we do have plenty of our own plastics and trash that we can really get a handle on and really get a use out of. And thank you for your time, and I appreciate all that you do, and I look forward to hearing from you.